about Steven Strasburg and how well the Nats have been playing. Haven't told you a whole lot about the Rockies. You'll meet them right now. And by the way, since June 4th, they're the best team in the National League at 45-21. Troy Tulowitzki's been in the middle of everything. He's sitting behind a suddenly slumping Todd Helton. I don't know that I've ever heard of him going 0 for 14, but he comes into the ballgame tonight. Still 5th in the league at 318. And he's on his way to 900 extra base hits. Craig Stammen pitched one of his best games of the year in a 1-0 loss to the Rockies and Jason Marquis back on July the 6th. He pitched 7 innings, only gave up 1 run on 5 hits.
Yeah, and hopefully he's got some more of that stuff tonight. He has been throwing the ball a little bit better. Tough luck loss up there in Colorado. 7 innings pitched, an earned run. Third time around, 357 opponent batting average against. He needs to work on that. First and second time, solid, and then plenty of support, getting almost 6 runs of support when he is in the ball game. 5.92 to be exact.
Rockies have some good young talent on this ball club, probably as much as any organization in baseball, and one of them is 23-year-old Carlos Gonzalez, who takes a strike. And we're underway at 7:06, a threat of rain. 92. It is an oven in our nation's capital tonight.
Is that 92% chance of rain, or is that 92 degrees?
Probably both. Lightning and thunder in the area, but right now it's off to the east of us. And the wind has really kicked up in the last few minutes, blowing in from left field. Gonzalez is one of the players they got in a 4-player transaction that sent Matt Holliday to Oakland and brought Houston Street, the Colorado closer, to the Rockies. He's hitting .285, 4 for his last 8, and a 2-1 pitch. Stammen misses low. Hitting well his last 10 games, but like a lot of young players who lead off, not a very good on-base average. It's just .341. And he rips it. Well done, Alberto Gonzalez. And that's good advanced scouting by the Nationals, because that ball was pulled hard right to where Alberto was playing.
By the way, Carlos Gonzalez, a Mike Rizzo draftee. So Mike Rizzo knows that kid quite well. Very talented young man.
Rain falling at the ballpark. The Nationals defensively trying to shore things up. And they got pretty much their starting 8 out there. It just depends on who the catcher is on a given night. It's Will Nieves tonight. And right now the rain is just a sprinkle.
Well, and it is also difficult to be a pitcher in this, or a player, because you're expecting it to rain, and when it doesn't, you might rush a little bit.
Yeah, very important for Stammen to stay within what he's out there to do. He faces another young budding star, possibly, in Dexter Fowler, a 23-year-old former 14th round draft choice. And he's out of that talent-rich area, Alpharetta, Georgia, north of Atlanta. Out of play to the left side, and the count is 1-2. So some of their young guys are really warming it up here with the weather, huh?
Oh yeah, 410 in August, 3 ribbies, a couple of triples. He's got a lot of speed right now. Rockies, as Bob told you, #1 in the wild card in the National League by a game over the Giants. So Nationals can be the spoiler with the strikeout right there of Fowler.
Stammen gets the strikeout, his 41st of the year, against 17 walks in 90 innings.
Well, Stammen, when he's on, Northrop Grumman right here on the pitch track, has a 12-6 breaking ball, a very hard sinker. As long as he can work ahead, he can work in those very good out pitches.
And here's Todd Helton hitting .318.
The thing is, the third trip through the batting order, that's where he's really got to make adjustments to what the hitters are doing against him.
Todd Helton's on base average .397. Coming into this season, this is about his 13th, 14th year. And on base percentage career, amazing, .428. And he has worn out Nationals pitching. 25-55. Some of those numbers go back to the Montreal years, and a swing and a foul tip off the glove of Will Nieves.
Well, and as natural a hitter as you'll ever see at this level. could hit anybody, anywhere, any field. A lot of people say, well, it's Colorado. No, you don't have a .328 batting average unless you hit as well on the road as you do at home.
And a 2-2 pitch.
Also backed up Peyton Manning at Tennessee, all-around athlete, very good quarterback.
Yeah, that was how it eventually worked out. And at one time, a kid named Jerry Colquitt was their #1 quarterback, and Todd beat out Manning for the backup spot. Well, then we know things kind of turned around after that. Craig Stammen, 17th start. And that's what he did at Coors Field. I mean, you put up a line like that in that ballpark, that's pretty impressive. Jason Marquis was just a little bit better in that 1-0 game. And a line drive right at CRISTIAN GUZMAN. So Stammen works a 1-2-3 top of the first. And here come the hard-hitting Nationals. For the second best batting average in the league at .267. 7th in runs, 8th in home runs, and the Nats offense is flying high right now. Here's the lineup. Josh Willingham came alive those last 2 games in Cincinnati. 5 out of 9, a homer on Sunday, 4 runs batted in. And in a way, the only National to steal home in a ball game this year. Ubaldo Jimenez for the Rockies. 25-year-old right-hander, very talented, seldom gives up a home run. Rob will have more on him in a moment as he makes his 25th start of the year.
Just expect a lot of heat. Throws hard.
Nigel Morgan takes a fastball upstairs, 98. Wow. Morgan as a Nat batting .356. He showed bunt, and that fastball got him out of the box in a hurry. And a 2-1 base hit. Niger doesn't pull the ball a whole lot, but at times he's quick enough. He got around on a mid-90s heater, and he's on base. And the Nats have the first hit of the game.
Well, you know you're going to get some hard stuff. He gets a fastball in. Got to have some quick hands to get around on it right there. If you're Nigel Morgan, and he shoots the gap between first and second. Very nice job.
CRISTIAN GUZMAN was on a tear with a 17-game hitting streak. And he went to Cincinnati, a good hitter's ballpark, and suddenly went cold. He's 0 for 13. Morgan is running. Pitch down the middle. Throw is high. Safe is Niger. His 39th steal of the year. And since coming to the Nationals, that's his 21st.
Well, kind of a long arm delivery by Ubaldo Jimenez. Doesn't give his catcher a lot of time, and a great jump by Nyjer Morgan to boot. Stole second very easily.
Didn't waste any time. And you know, that's the thing about having Guzman hitting behind you. If you're going to run and steal a base, you have to do it early in the count. The pitch was a strike.
You see how Jimenez will drop that arm way behind him.
12-12 for the Rockies in 34 starts a year ago with an ERA just under 4. He's improved that by a half run a game this year, and he has a mark of 10-9. Career record 26-25. Guzman now in protect mode on 0-2. Rockies are 1 game up in the wild card race over the Giants, 2 over the Marlins, and they have really played well since Jim Tracy took over as their manager. 12 games over 500 at the moment. That's a breaking ball low. Interesting that both ball clubs have new managers and are both playing really well after the changes.
Well, a lot of times
Guzman gone.
Well, there's a strikeout of Guzman by Jimenez. You're going to see a lot of those, but a lot of times the managers set the tone and they take on the identity of the manager. And here you see the 1-2 pitch right there. It's just high heat, 97 miles an hour. Maybe because of that late break he gets the call, but bottom line is Jim Tracy is kind of a guy like Jim Riggleman. They're no nonsense, very fundamentally orientated people, and the bottom line is that they have taken on the image of Jim Riggleman and Jim Tracy, and it really isn't about what the other managers didn't do, it's what these two managers do.
How about 47-25 under Tracy? Ryan Zimmerman goes up hacking, a little flare out to center. Dexter Fowler on the move for an easy out, and Zimmerman, who doesn't first pitch swing very often, is out on 1 offering here in the first. That'll bring up Adam Dunn.
PNC scouting report here on Jimenez. He is going to bring the heat. It's going to be 95 plus almost every pitch on a fastball. One of the hardest throwing pitchers in the major leagues. He's got a knee buckling curveball, and he sometimes has control issues, and that is giving up big innings, high pitch counts, and getting out of the game early. Thus 13 losses for the Rockies in his 24 starts.
Rockies employ the shift on Dunn. They do lead Garrett Atkins not far from home over at third. And with a runner in scoring position, they don't want to just give Adam Dunn a single if he decides to push one over to the left side. Rockies are 6th in the league in team defense. It seems like they're among the best in the league almost every year. Pass ball, inner half, and right by Adam Dunn.
His 3 starts in August, though, have been outstanding. 8 innings, 6 2/3, 8, allowing 5, 4, and 3 hits, 2, 1, and no earned runs in his last outing against Pittsburgh. 8 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts against Pittsburgh.
That's his changeup.
That's a fork ball at 89 miles an hour. That's how hard Norm Charlton used to throw his. That's unbelievable.
Adam Dunn sitting on 86 RBIs. Out of play, left side. The Rockies have 2 of the best defensive players in the league in shortstop Troy Tulowitzki and right fielder Brad Hawpe. Hawpe was among the league leaders in assists for a couple of years, and now basically teams don't run on him anymore. And it's interesting because he's a left-handed throwing right fielder. Not many of those around. Adam Dunn takes one inside, 2-2.
99.
Wow.
Well, we're hoping that Steven Strasburg throws this hard when he comes up to the major leagues.
For strikes.
For strikes.
And a 2-2 to Dunn. He went off speed again, ball 3.
And I know a lot of people are expecting Strasburg to come up immediately. Talked to Tommy Hansen, the 22-year-old phenom from Atlanta today. He had 75 starts and 430 innings pitched in the minor leagues before the Braves called him up.
Sounds like he was ready. Adam Dunn fouls it away. Didn't you tell me he was a low-round draft choice?
He was, but he also told me that he didn't have that kind of velocity that Strasburg has right now at 21. He said he developed it when he was in the minor leagues. He got a little bit bigger and stronger, and thus the 92 to 96, 97 mile-an-hour range now. But while he was getting the better velocity, that's when he got the big curveball, got the slider and the changeup down, and was able to repeat his delivery.
3-2 to Adam Dunn. A high fastball strikes him out. Nationals get a leadoff hit and a stolen base from Nyjer Morgan. That's it. Could be a good pitching matchup. Two good young arms tonight. The Nationals have been outstanding at home this year. They're now 26-33, and that's because our game notes tell us they've won 8 in a row, and the longest since late July, early August 2 years ago. Craig Stammen, 4-3 last 7 starts for his ball club. And the Rockies have dominated the Nationals, outscoring them 40-19 while winning 6 straight. The National starters ERA during that time against his club 6.68, and the pen 5.40. The Rockies swept 3 at Coors Field from the Nats back on July 6, 7, and 8. Troy Tulowitzki is absolutely on fire. That's pretty good when your shortstop is a great defensive player, and he also can hit cleanup. Inside corner.
And as likable a young man as you'll ever meet. I think that's what we're getting with Strasburg. He's a very laid-back West Coast boy.
18 home runs since June 8th for Tulowitzki. 11-year veteran Doug Eddings has the plate tonight. Brian Knight, Hunter Wendelstedt, and the crew chief Dana Demuth on the bases. One and 2 to a dangerous hitter. Right into the glove of Zimmerman. 2 lasers to the left side. Guzman caught Helton's, and Zimmerman catches Tulowitzki's. 1 out here in the second.
Reactionary position, third base, first base. Crush right here. It's a changeup up high. It's killed right at Ryan Zimmerman. Just reacts. Boom, catch it. Throw it around.
Get rid of it.
Yep. Ah, not a problem. Piece of cake.
Here's Brad Hawpe. Hitting .304. And if you wonder, like we do from time to time, who are the best players and sometimes the best hitters alone at their positions, Brad Hawpe is right up there with the best right fielders in the game. Going into the season, leading National League right fielders in RBIs the last 3 years. More than Jeff Francoeur, more than Corey Hart, more than Brian Giles. This ball high in the air out to center. Morgan chasing, and it's gone. A home run for Brad Hawpe, his 17th of the year. We mentioned there's a breeze blowing. It's not a big time wind, but that one got a little help and stayed airborne for a long time.
Well, and Stammen gave up a couple of home runs early in his last start. That pitch has too much of the plate, doesn't sink. Almost looks like a changeup to me. I'll have to look at it again, but too much of the plate, and Hawpe killed it.
Well, the last 3 hitters have killed the ball. Next pitch is hit up the middle. Guzman to his left, and he scoops and fires and throws out Garrett Atkins. 2 outs.
If you're going to make a mistake away, make sure it's down, because if a guy gets full extension on those arms, that's where his power is going to come from. We always talk about our hitters. We'd love to see them go to right center, go the other way. Same thing applies to our pitchers.
And I'm telling you, there's some nasty looking weather, but it's off to the east of us now, and things are brightening up behind the ballpark here. Clint BARMES is the second baseman, and this player is hitting for as much power as anybody at his position in Major League Baseball. That's a pop-up out to center. Gonzalez out. Morgan calls everybody off, and that'll do it for the top of the second. Long home run by Brad Hawpe, his 17th of the year, and the Rockies have the 1-0 lead. Gonzalez for the Nats. In the bottom of the second inning, they trail 1-0 suddenly. And Rob Dibble, Josh Willingham has been nothing short of amazing since he got himself all those regular at-bats at the end of May, and he's been on fire now for about 2.5 months.
Well, and getting the hit behind Adam Dunn, he has been great protection for Adam, made even Adam more deadly. See the 19 homers, 50 RBI, 308. But once he consolidated and took over left field, it has been amazing. He's getting the proper reps. And even that heads-up base running, asked him after the game, he was coming home and he goes, "Josh, what are you thinking?" And he takes out the catcher. But he is one of the most likable men I've ever met. And you can't help be happy for a young man like this.
You sound like Joe Girardi, who once told the Nationals when they got Josh Willingham he was the favorite player Joe ever managed. He's hitting .331 now over his last 80 games. Fastball is up and in. They respect him in the field too. Everybody is straight away. Second baseman shades up the middle a little bit, but everybody else is right about at a normal position defensively.
You will see Jimenez from time to time rush out front, open up the front gate, the front hips, and fly towards first base, leave the arm hanging behind him with that big long delivery, and that's why it goes low and in on a righty.
Willingham breaks the bat and a soft liner out to Tulowitzki. So Josh Willingham gets 2 of its bats broken in the same at bat. That's probably a fine in the Kangaroo Court, don't you think?
No, but will not make anybody happy, losing a lot of his game wood right there. Just snapped off at his hands by Jimenez, 98-mile-an-hour heater. That's that running fastball.
And Dukes goes up swinging and missing.
So one of the things that makes him throw a few balls also makes it have great late break and run in on righties and away from lefties. He will break an awful lot of bats in his career.
1-1. Elijah hitting a .244. Picked up a bunch of RBIs in the Cincinnati series. He now has 45.
Ooh, there's the big breaking ball. So just when you think you're worried about 98 in on your knuckles, we'll drop that big hook on you.
I mentioned the Giants trailed the Rockies by a game in the wild card race. They're in Cincinnati tonight. They followed the Rockies east, and they're throwing Tim Lincecum, who's 12-3, against Homer Bailey of the Reds. That's a little bit outside. Good eye by Dukes.
And you see that mismatch, Bailey versus Lincecum. Bailey will probably win
on any given night.
That's the way baseball is.
Jimenez works quickly. Another broken bat. Tulowitzki. And that'll be a base hit for Dukes. The bat was near Troy Tulowitzki, but I think what bothered him more was the ball seemed to hit the grass and just get strangled by it. It slowed down considerably right in front of the shortstop.
This ball had so much spin on it that I think it just, first of all, does a chainsaw through the bat. Then it's a flying saucer and just dies in the grass right there. There you see it stop. And Elijah has an easy infield single. Well, their people were not kidding when they said this kid has some of the top 5 stuff in baseball.
3 broken bats in the last 2 hitters. Alberto Gonzalez is only hitting .232 against right-handers this year.
Well, what better guy to face than a guy who throws like this?
Nothing mysterious out there.
No, he's going to bring it. Occasionally mix in a curveball or a forkball, but he's long and lean. Does kind of show the ball. We talked about that with the left-hander from Toronto, where he brings that delivery way behind him. There you see a step off and pull the ball out of your glove. It's something you work on a lot with that PFP in the spring training practice, Bob. It's basically you want to see what Elijah is going to do.
And Gonzalez gets jammed. Tulowitzki charging again. Really good play to get the lead runner. Hanging near the bag was BARMES. It goes 6-4 for the second out. You can secure your seats for 2010 right now. Place your deposit for the 2010 season and for season tickets by calling 202-675-NATS. As a season ticket holder, you enjoy guaranteed seating, savings over single game prices, discounts on merchandise, access to exclusive events, and a whole lot more. Place your deposit, become a citizen of Natstown today. Here's Willie Avis. And Rob, I think it's safe to say that right-handers better quit swinging at that inside corner pitch.
We used to call it McCulloch.
Chainsaw?
Chainsaw. Because he's going to grind up your bats, boy. What a moving fastball.
Not going to catch up with that. 96 elevated. 0-2 to Will. who is 5 for his last 8 in the 2 games he started in Cincinnati. Oh my!
Ouch.
An 0-2 fastball up, and Nieves able to get around and absorb some of the shock of that one.
Well, we hate to see this right here, but we do know our own Will Nieves likes to dive and hit this ball the other way towards the first base side. That's to try to counteract that diving across the plate.
And along those lines, it was good to see David Wright at Citi Field yesterday.
Absolutely.
David said he's feeling much better, and he said he is expecting to play again this year when some thought his season might be over. 2 on, 2 out, and a chance for Craig Stammen to get the Nats back even here.
What shows you the mettle of a David Wright is he says, I'm embarrassed to go on the disabled list after taking 95 in the head.
Wow.
So he was not happy with the decision, but he did say that, you know, it's the medical staff, it's the Mets. They say it's the best for me to not run right back out there and take a couple of weeks off. But what a kid, huh?
Well, I think
David
Wright shares a lot of Ryan Zimmerman's traits. They're sort of different players, but personalities are similar between the 2 guys from the Tidewater area. And a 1-1 to Stammen. Craig Stammen's a big, strong guy. If he can put the bat on the ball here, he could tie this game. He has 5 hits and 3 RBIs this year.
Well, Jimenez is supplying the power, so you just try to make contact and put it somewhere out in the field.
2-1. A little bit late. Nice recovery by that gentleman after the ball got him in the bare hands.
He'll be paying for that the rest of the night.
Oh, yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Stammen, and that is a fair ball. 1 run scores. Over to third is Nieves, and Craig Stammen's 4th Major League RBI has tied this game. You called it, Rob. He just got the bat on the ball, and the velocity of the pitcher made it a line drive.
Well, and Stammen is a very good athlete. He did foul one off, so that makes some contact, a little bit of confidence. And right here, straight fastball. Just lets the pitcher supply 95 miles an hour down the right field line. You couldn't place it any better. Gonzo scores easily. Will Nieves the 3rd. And he had to hustle to get to second because of Hopp's arm.
And here's Nyjer Morgan with a couple of runners sitting out there in scoring position. He's driven in 9 runs as a Nat, 36 on the year. And the umpire, the home plate umpire, will not even need an appeal. Doug Eddings will say he went around strike 1. Same pitch. Morgan's career average coming into this season, 296. Guzman on deck. He's at 308 right now. And another base hit. Pat Listash has to hold the pitcher at third. Nationals lead 2-1 on an opposite field hit by Nyjer Morgan. And for Nyjer Morgan, his 43rd multi-hit game.
Anybody but the pitcher, and Pat probably sends him, but you don't want Stammen to get injured. He's way too valuable. But Nyjer Morgan does almost exactly what Stammen does. Take that 95 the other way, shoot the gap right between third and short. Nieves will score easily. You hold Stammen up. Nyjer could steal second base and get in scoring position here with 2 outs.
A hit batter, a double by the pitcher, a base hit for an RBI by the leadoff man, and now Cristian Guzman with runners at the corners, and Morgan could be running again. If they throw down to second base, this could get very interesting. With that in mind, the look to third, look to first move by Jimenez.
Wow, with Tulowitzki's arm too, if you're Stammen, you got to be careful here. If IANNETTA throws through, but to the short part of the infield, Tulowitzki could come home with it.
Morgan holding, strike one to Guzman. This would be a great time to break out of an 0 for 14. CRISTIAN's been very good in 2-out RBI situations like this.
It's been a long time since we've seen CRISTIAN the way he swung the bat in Cincinnati. He's not like that.
Craig Stammen got the big hit of the inning, the double to tie the game. Nyjer Morgan a base hit to give the Nationals the lead, and Guzman trying to add to it. He's driven in 40 runs.
And you see what that speed does with Nyjer Morgan. It's got Jimenez so worried. 2 outs. Guy that's struggling at the plate. Still trying to hold him close.
One and one the count. And Guzman goes fishing for a fastball upstairs. Hot hitter on deck. And the way the Nats are going offensively, we can say that just about anywhere in the lineup these days. And a breaking ball that Guzman lays off. The count's back even. The Nationals faced 18 pitches by Jimenez in the first inning, and he's nearing 30 for this frame.
Well, that's something we talked about in the scouting report on Jimenez. Is the mechanics get a little bit off. He's worried so much about Nyjer. He's flying open. Balls are going everywhere, and the pitch count is now up to 45 in 2 innings. So once again, these great at bats by the Nationals hitters, putting pressure on the pitcher.
An early break and a hot shot to short for Tulowitzki. Nyjer Morgan was off and running before that pitch even got delivered. Debbie Taylor and Stan Kasten. More good news straight ahead for the Nats.
by a score of 2-1 against the Rockies as we move to the third inning. And I am joined by team president Stan Kasten. And Stan, what a great couple of days for the Washington Nationals. And just tell us what the last 24 hours were like for you.
Well, the end of it was great. The time before that was not so great. It was a lot of work, a lot of pressure, but a lot of good dialogue back and forth, some not so good dialogue. Didn't get serious till the last 40 minutes, and then I got real serious for a short amount of time. What we knew we had going for us was how much we wanted this kid and how much this kid wanted to play baseball. So with both of those things happening, I felt we would get a deal, but was not sure till the very end.
Stan, what does the signing of Stephen Strasburg mean to the organization and your hunt to become a contender?
Well, you know, I think it's more validation of the pledge that we made when we got here to build the organization from the ground up, build by focusing on young pitching. We had an opportunity to get a kid who has the potential to be a front of the rotation starter, and we went all in to get it done. So he's not going to transform a franchise by himself because no one since Babe Ruth ever has. But he's another important building block to go along with a lot of the progress that we've seen on the field this year.
Over your career, you have seen some great pitching talent. How would you compare Stephen to some of that talent?
It's hard to say. In my life, the only one I've had who had similar skills maybe was John Smoltz, who again had above average intellect and above average competitive juices. So Stephen has that potential, but there's a lot that has to happen between now and then. The hype has been too much. No one could possibly live up to his hype. But fortunately, we don't need him to live up to his hype. We just need him to fulfill some of his athletic potential, be a regular front of the rotation starter up there. We'll be very happy with that.
Mike Rizzo told us he will not be pitching here in the big leagues this season, but he'll be here this week. What would you like him to take away from Washington, D.C.?
Oh, I think he's going to have a blast. It's the greatest city in the world, as I always say about the most important city in the world. He's a great kid. He's a public affairs major, by the way. It's a great city for him. And I know he'll be really excited to get back in a baseball environment. You know, he hasn't pitched since May. He's going to hang around the team, meet our players, work out with our team, and get ready to begin his professional career.
We have heard how these negotiations were so tough, and you came out on the winning side of it. What does that mean for Mike Rizzo and his candidacy for the general manager's job?
Well, first of all, I don't know what you mean by winning. We just gave away the most money that was ever given to any draft pick. I don't know how that's a win, except that we got the player we wanted. So Mike ran point on this. He did a superb job.
That's it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything more to say for tonight. But, you know, ever since March, when we needed Mike to step in, he's done a great job with every assignment he's been given, and this was no exception.
Okay, Stan Kasten, thank you so much. Bob, back over to you.
All right, Debbie, thank you, and congratulations to Stan and to Mark and Ted Lerner, Mike Rizzo, and for that matter to Scott Boras. It took all parties to get that thing done. And anybody who might have seen my blog on massinsports.com today, I thought it was very significant that some of our fans gathered over at a watering hole by Capitol Hill last night and had a watch party for the possible signing of a draft choice. That's how much our fans care about this baseball team and how much they wanted to see Stephen Strasburg sign that dotted line. And well done, all involved. One pitcher gets a hit off the other pitcher twice now tonight. That went up the middle by Ubaldo Jimenez.
Well, and I think it was well said by our president, Stan Kasten. The potential, too much hype. Allow this kid to develop into where he is going to be at the major league level, and you don't need to bring him up here until he's definitely ready. You can see right here by Jimenez, he just takes his ball right back up the middle. Stammen cannot catch it. He's beside himself because he knows he should have probably had it. But getting back to Strasburg, just let the kid develop. Let him be himself. You know, you hear all this blog and all, so you know what? That's all nothing to me. You know, he can be anything he wants to be. He was great at the college level, but this is a lot different. And, you know, listening to Mike Rizzo today talk about it, talking to Mark Lerner about it, listening to Stan, you know, he's a ways away from being here. So don't rush him before he's ready to be here and to contribute. And it's not going to take one kid to make this organization a championship caliber organization.
That's a fastball that appeared to be up and in. And Craig Stammen gets a strike call to Carlos Gonzalez.
But he is one very valuable piece to the puzzle. And we also need Jordan Zimmerman to get back here as quickly as possible. Drew Storen, all the other draft picks to develop. Also, listen to Mike Rizzo today. They definitely want this team to not finish with the worst record, so you don't have to pick first next year.
Yeah, I'm not sure you want to do this every year.
No.
That ball hard hit. Gonzalez, yes. Guzman close at first. And Gonzalez, who is very speedy, beats it out. But the Nationals do a good job of getting the lead runner on a nifty play by Gonzalez.
Well, you see Gonzalez from the left side. You know it's going to be about 4 seconds flat down the first baseline. Guzman's got to get rid of it. Jimenez comes in, doesn't try to break up the double play, makes his job a lot easier, but the speed of Gonzalez, he gets down that line in a hurry and can't turn the double play, but it was close. Nice play by Alberto, though.
Well, that's why he's a leadoff man, because he can fly. And with 2 outs and a runner at first, Dexter Fowler. Gonzalez is a running threat. He has stolen 8 of 9 this year. And this is the first time that these 2 batters have hit in front of Todd Helton in this configuration. Usually it's Fowler in the leadoff spot, who has 26 stolen bases, but his batting average is down a little bit lately.
Well, what happens to young guys at this level is once you go around the league, they develop scouting reports on you, and they're going to test your weaknesses. If you don't make adjustments to your weaknesses, they'll continue to exploit them. That's why Elijah Dukes went down to the minor leagues for a month, because they were exploiting the breaking ball away from him. He's now hitting it. He's getting RBIs on those hits to the right side of the infield. And so now they'll start bringing the ball slowly but surely to the inner half. But if Fowler doesn't make adjustments, they'll exploit you. It's called overexposure.
Fowler is just simply striking out too much. 101 strikeouts this year in 357 at bats.
Well, maybe Stammen right here is worried way too much about the speed of Gonzalez on first base. You have 2 outs. You always have to think you're 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning.
But now you're going to worry yourself into facing Todd Helton.
Exactly, and that's a young mistake right there by Craig Stammen. You know you've got good stuff. Don't worry about the runner. Get the hitter.
4-pitch walk to a batter he struck out the first time and who has struck out 101 times this year.
Well, now you really start getting into some heat with Helton, Tulowitzki, Hop. That's not what you want to give yourself, but right here, concentrate, try to get 1 pitch or strike him out right here, or popping him up, but you got to get out of the inning, especially with 2 outs.
Nationals lead 2-1 on RBIs by Stammen and Morgan. Todd Helton lined out hard to the shortstop Guzman, first time up. Adam Dunn plays behind the runner at first. You have to against Todd Helton.
Well, Helton figured after a 4-pitch walk he'd probably see a fastball. He did. He just missed it. There's your runners in scoring position with 2 outs for Todd Helton. 366, 14 walks in the home run. It's impressive.
Power numbers down a bit, only 11 homers, 65 RBIs.
Well, he had the back surgery. He has surprised so many people coming back from that back surgery. Did not even think he was going to be any kind of a difference maker this season.
He was out for almost 2.5 months last year and hit only 7 home runs in 83 games. 1 ball and 1 strike, 2 on, 2 out, and Nats lead by a run. Stammen continues to leave the ball up tonight.
You see when he goes into his stretch, most pitchers will hold it in one configuration. He holds it in a changeup configuration. Some will keep it in a forkball grip. Don't want to tip off when you go into your glove.
Target in on 1 and 2. Stammen with a changeup, throws it in there, misses, ball 2. He tomahawks a ball to center. Niger Morgan is right there. And the Nats hold on to their lead. Rocky Strand, their first 2 runners. Big guns are coming up. Zimmerman, Dunn, and Willingham. As the days continue to get shorter as we head for September, just a couple of weeks away. Bottom of the 3rd, Zimmerman, Dunn, and Willingham for the Nationals. On a T-shirt Tuesday when everybody takes home the Washington Nationals T-shirts, presented tonight by Masson. Ryan Zimmerman saw 1 pitch first time up tonight, and he flied out to center. And a fastball inside from UBALDO Jimenez, who the Nats have made work long and hard so far tonight. 46 pitches in his first 2 innings.
You saw that running 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Gets underneath a breaking ball. And we talk about that. Much better to have movement than just throw 95, 100 miles an hour. He continues to struggle with his command.
2-0 to Zim. Hey, any way to get a guy on base ahead of Adam Dunn, 4th in the league with 86 RBIs. Zimmerman's 8th with 138 hits, and 2nd in runs with 86. 3-0. Green light? You can't swing at that. 4-pitch walk.
Well, he took something off of it to try to get it over, and that's sometimes the worst thing a pitcher can do, is let up on the pitch.
Join us here at the ballpark this weekend. The Nats will take on Milwaukee, and the First Ladies will have their 3rd annual back-to-school drive. You can drop off new school supplies at the center field gate from gate openings every day through the 4th inning. All the supplies collected will be donated to DC Public Schools. You can call 202-675-NATS or visit nationals.com.
Please give what you can. My wife taught 5th grade for 10 years, and she often bought school supplies, especially for the inner city kids.
There are teachers who have to buy them themselves. We want to help them out as much as we help out the kids.
They are the future.
Well, and teaching, in my opinion, the most important job in our society, but not certainly anywhere near the best paid.
Well, my wife is now teaching me 5th grade reading. It's going well.
That's a 3-pitch strikeout to Adam Dunn.
Wow. Good morning, good afternoon, good night.
Done fanning twice tonight and 133 times this year.
Right after a 4-pitch walk to Zimmerman, he comes right back, figures it out, gets his mechanics together. Northrop Grumman right here. A lot of times guys throw better from the stretch because it keeps that front shoulder locked in place a little bit longer. That arm can catch up and get over the front leg.
Northrop Grumman, the information systems powerhouse. And here's Josh Willingham.
And you just see that big whip action, Bob, when he brings the ball back after he separates from the glove, and it goes so far behind him, tough to catch up all the time. You fly that hip open or shoulder, boy, that thing, it lags behind and you throw a lot of balls.
Willingham got sawed off first time. That's a nasty breaking ball, 0-2. Josh hit a soft liner to short. On a foul ball and that line drive, he broke 2 bats in the same plate appearance. Willingham jacks one down the line. That's going to one-hop the wall at the 3:36 mark. Ryan Zimmerman held at third, and the Nats have second and third with 1 out for Elijah Dukes as Josh Willingham continues his fantastic hitting.
Well, we love Josh Willingham being able to catch up to these inside pitches. It's a bad breaking ball, stays up in the zone, turns on it. Looking for 98, keeps the hands back on the breaking ball, but Gonzalez has such a rifle for an arm. Zim probably would have been dead at home plate. He got to that ball, played it quite well off the carom.
Here's Dukes. Elijah 13 RBIs his last 9 games. But he gets jammed and pops it up left side. Foul ball for Garrett Atkins. It'll be up to Gonzalez with 2 outs. Ubaldo Jimenez, only 25 years of age, 6'4", 200. Holding off the weather for the moment here at Nationals Park at the 8 o'clock hour. Bob Carpenter, Rob Dibble, Debbie Taylor, Masson 2 for the Rockies and the Nats on a T-shirt Tuesday. Washington out hitting Colorado 5-2, leading 2-1. A chance for more here. Both hits last inning that drove in runs came with 2 outs. Zimmerman walked to lead off the inning. Willingham doubled with 1 out. Up the middle, right into the glove of the pitcher. Jimenez barely moving and stabbing a would-be base hit by Alberto Gonzalez. The Nats lead 2. They've stranded 5, but they got some offense going against a tough pitcher tonight. Mets are generating some offense so far. Craig Stammen trying to recover from a home run earlier. Pitching pretty well. Certain pitchers pitch pretty well against certain teams. Maybe Colorado's his bunch.
Well, and hopefully we keep rising to the occasion. We keep playing very talented ball clubs, some going to the playoffs, some trying to go to the playoffs, and it's a question of whether or not you're up to the task right now. Stammen keeping up with Jimenez, who's actually one of the best young talents in the major leagues, but he at times struggles with his command, as he did in the second inning. So Craig Stammen needs to keep attacking the strike zone, get ahead so he can get to that hard sinker and that breaking ball. He's done a great job so far against a really tough offense, and that's the sign of a kid that's getting more mature, when you can excel against a very good offense like the Rockies.
Troy Tulowitzki lined out hard to Zimmerman first time up. And ball one to lead off the top of the fourth. This guy's become quite a ball player. One of the great shortstop arms in baseball. And he's hitting for power now. Tulowitzki only hit 8 homers in 101 games last year. He had some injury problems as well. On the DL a couple of times with a left quad and a right hand injury.
And I think he was pressing a little bit, that sophomore slump. What that is just what we said before about Fowler and Gonzalez. Once the reputation gets around, this guy's got, you know, home run potential every time he walks to the plate. 99 RBI. They go to the World Series. Everybody knows your name now. Tough to come back.
Ball pulled hard to the left side. Guzman a backhand. He shows off his shortstop arm and makes the play for the first out here in the top of the fourth.
Tough to come back the next year and act like nobody knows you. But now everybody does. You got the reputation, so you have to make adjustments to the adjustments. And now he's doing that in his third year. Health helps a lot too. When you're healthy, you can make those adjustments, take the ball the other way, etc. But last year, almost a disaster for Tulowitzki.
Brad Hawpe hit his 17th homer of the year here earlier tonight. And RBI number 71. Little swinging bunt. Zimmerman making it look ridiculously easy. 2 outs. And that's a left-handed batter running out of that side of the batter's box that Ryan turned into a not close play at first base.
The more we get to see him, the more quality we know he is at third base. This is one of the toughest plays. It's a swinging bunt off the end of the bat, dying in the grass. All you can do is barehand it and flick it. And a perfect job by Ryan Zimmerman.
Here's the Rockies' third baseman, Garrett Atkins.
And you saw Stammen. Great job. And that'll pump up your pitcher even more. It gives you confidence that when somebody puts the ball in play, when you're pitching to contact like Stammen has to, he's got great defense behind him.
Third baseman will tell you when you make that play, the ball always ends up in the palm of your hand, not the fingertips, and it makes it that much harder to get a lot on the throw. He's got more time for this one. Launches it to Dunn. Adams stays on the bag. And on 3 ground balls, Craig Stammen gets the Rockies in the top of the fourth inning. Bottom of the order coming up. Stammen getting ground balls and his defense taking care of the rest. They come for the Geico President's Race. Teddy running well for a while, but that's the usual situation. He usually runs out of gas in the right field corner, and there goes George. Will Nieves, Craig Stammen, and Nyjer Morgan for the Nats in the bottom of the 4th inning. Nieves reaching on a breaking ball and a slow roller for Clint BARMES.
Well, and that hit by pitch in the first at bat set up that breaking ball in the second at bat, because now instead of diving across, why Brett Favre? Why come back? Well, they're giving you 12 million reasons why he's coming back. Plus 2 games against his old team, the Packers.
George is like, hey, I've got term limits. Why not you?
Favre is almost as old as George.
By the way, Doug Eddings just threw Ubaldo Jimenez a new baseball. The problem was Jimenez already had one, and it deflected off of his glove and hit him right in the midsection. So I'm not sure what's going on between the pitcher and the umpire here.
Jimenez is still smiling.
That's a fastball that whistles in. 94 on Craig Stammen, who doubled first time up.
We used to call that, Bob, an easy gas.
Yep. Craig Stammen, by the way, his 6 hits, 3 of them are doubles. That's a breaking ball that he manages to lay off of.
Well, that quick inning, too, really helped him out on his pitch count. He was up right near 50, but now he stays below 60 at 57 after 4 innings because of those 3 quick ground balls.
You get ground balls, you pitch to contact, your defense will make good things happen. And Stammen's gone. Strikeout number 4 for Jimenez for the second out here in the 4th inning. Top of the order coming up with Nyjer Morgan.
Well, when you're sitting on 94, 95, 96, and then he drops 85 in there, kind of hard to pull the trigger if you don't see that every day. And obviously Stammen doesn't get the at-bats that is needed to sit back and wait on that curveball.
Morgan takes one in there.
Jimenez probably said to himself, oh, you're going to take my fastball to right field for a double? Okay. How do you like this, Uncle Charlie?
Act like a regulation hitter. I'll pitch you like that.
Absolutely. I'll give you some respect. Here's my respect.
Morgan, and he goes foul, seeking his third hit of the night. Nyjer Morgan now has 43 multi-hit games on the year, and he's only 2 behind his teammate CRISTIAN GUZMAN. Hanley Ramirez has 45. Miguel Tejada, the league leader most of the year, has 47. Guys who get hits in bunches. This will be easy for Helton. And 3 quick outs for Jimenez, just like Stammen in the top of the inning. The Nats still lead 2-1. Book your next trip at Southwest.com. And by PNC Bank. PNC leading the way. Well, we have held off the weather, at least in this part of town. We hope wherever you are surrounding Nats Town, you're dry and safe tonight. This ball game going to the top of the 5th inning. Families having a good time, and Craig Stammen pitching well. He's retired 5 of the last 6 Rockies. Bottom of the order, top of the 5th, led off by the number 7-man second baseman Clint Barmes. He flied to Morgan first time up. Rockies are 9th in the league at .261 in batting average, but the one stat that means the most is runs scored, and they're second to the Phillies. They're only 2 runs behind them. And a little fly ball out to right field. Phillies are throwing Pedro Martinez against Arizona tonight, trailing 1-0. Let's have a look at the inning or the evening for Craig Stammen so far. Rob, throwing the ball and hitting the ball.
Well, throwing great breaking balls after he gets ahead. Then he gets this double down the right field line, putting the ball in play. Guy who throws very hard, then coming right back. Getting some nice outs. You see IANNETTA throw the bat into the stands. So Craig Stammen having quite a night.
Getting outs quickly here. IANNETTA, after that bat toss, batting here with 1 out in the 5th.
There's the distribution of outs on the bottom there.
And I think the key thing is there, 11 of 13 outs, contact. He's got a nice rhythm going. Good work rate, as we would call it. There's a 1-hopper to Zimmerman. Ryan flinched a little bit at the end of that play. Third baseman and first baseman will tell you can lose a high chopper like that in the lights. It's almost like looking up at a fly ball.
How about in the lightning?
Yeah, that too.
It's still lightning off this side of us, but right here, it's right off in front of the plate. It's a nice Sunday go to meeting hop. Bye-bye.
Sunday go to meeting hop?
Yeah, you ever hear that Blues Brothers song?
It's coming back to me now. I should have known it had something to do with a movie.
Rubber Biscuit, you know?
Yeah, that's good.
They go to meet. Bow, bow, bow. Yeah, but they used to call it a Sunday hop.
Yep.
I don't know why, but it's a big 1-hopper. Nice off-speed breaking ball
to the opposing pitcher.
Little tit for tat right there. Yeah. You're going to throw one to me? I won't challenge you. Oh, that was filthy.
And another quick inning for Stammen. Halfway through the game, Nats 2, Rockies 1. Young pitchers matching up well.
Fifth inning, Nats leading this one by a score of 2-1. So everybody wants to know, what do the players think about the signing of Steven Strasburg? Well, we put that question to Ryan Zimmerman and John Lannon.
I think everyone's talking about how good he is, all this, all that. Just come and do what got you to where you are now, and don't forget how you got there. And he'll be fine, I think.
It's been excitement since he got drafted, and it's going to cause a great buzz in D.C. and I mean, like I said, hopefully he can come and help as soon as possible.
Of course, he'll be heading to the Florida Instructional League and then to the Arizona Fall League, but I think the guys in this clubhouse are really excited to meet him later this week. Bob?
Well, I think now that he is signed, all is well. And Rob, you and I have talked about this before. Players who have not signed and then held out for more money and more money and more money, sometimes not as readily accepted by new teammates. That hopefully will not be a problem here now that Steven Strasburg is signed, sealed, and soon to be delivered.
And there were only 3 first-round picks that did not sign. Aaron Crow, once again, was one of them.
That's unbelievable.
And I truly believe it's professional suicide by holding out another year. I mean, there's this kid named Matt Harrison that years ago, and you probably don't even know who he is because he didn't sign.
That's a clean catch by Atkins, 1 out.
So he was offered $4.5 million, held out 5 different times, did not sign 5 different times, and now works at Costco for $10.50 an hour. So, you know,
it's a sad story.
It is a sad story because you were given an opportunity 5 different times and take the opportunity, did not, and once again, you pass on the opportunity. Sometimes it never comes around again.
Yeah, I guess my take on that would be he didn't want to play. He wanted the pay, but not to play. And this almost got Zimmerman.
Well, and Zim can dive a little bit from time to time, and that'll keep you from trying to cross over the plate and get full plate coverage. But most hitters do not care. They'll come right back in.
He walked Zimmerman on 4 pitches, pretty much up and in, just like that last time up. Had Ryan known that, he wouldn't have swung at the first pitch back in the first inning and popped up. Adam Dunn had Zimmerman aboard last time, but Adam hasn't been able to make any contact against Ubaldo Jimenez yet.
Well, Ryan Zimmerman, all he's doing in August, 442, 23 hits, 11 ribbies, 15 runs. Talk about an all-purpose third baseman and playing stellar D, too.
(3-0) again.
I'm thinking they might send Ryan to the Arizona Fall League to work on that arm angle. It's tongue-in-cheek. Still that.
You know what? If he tries to get on the plane, they're going to have to use me as one of the chocks on the wheels.
Come on. Guy had a bad week or two of throwing the ball to first base. Happens to the best of us.
Yeah. Then everybody becomes a coach.
In my case, because I used to lob the ball to first, I spent a few extra hours and days on a backfield throwing hard to first base to never do that again.
3-2 to Zimmerman. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. On a breaking ball, Ryan reaching, he spoils it and keeps himself alive.
And that's why you see Jimenez, and that's why you have to pitch inside. He's doing a great job against our guys, standing them straight up on their heels, then going away with the breaking ball. It's pretty simple stuff. High and tight, low and away, but Zim, not being fearful of that, dove over and got it.
And a bouncer, left side, cut off by Garrett Atkins. And he makes a fine play for the 2nd out. Okay, Mr. Facebook and Twitter.
Okay, it's 5th grade reading. Get your red on and party with your Facebook friends and Twitter followers. Wednesday, August 9th versus the Rockies in the first ever Nats Facebook Friends and Twitter night. For just $20, you get a game ticket, a drink voucher, and entrance into the official pregame party at the Scoreboard Walk. Buy online at nationals.com/Facebook or nationals.com/Twitter and save $3 over the box office game night price.
And that word is spreading like wildfire as we speak. Adam Dunn, 2 strikeouts tonight, 1 swinging, 1 looking.
Let me have that back. I'll Twitter about it. All right, give me that. So August 19th.
Yep.
Is that tomorrow?
Yes. Oh. You better be quick. Here. Adam will foul one off to the left.
My assistant will Twitter that.
Okay.
We'll get more people in there.
So you told me you're well on your way to finishing your summer reading list that she assigned you?
Yes. I actually brought the book with me because I have some great quotes in there. The Life and Death of Yankee Captain Munson by Marty Appel. But there's some great stuff on when he got drafted out of Kent State. Roomed with Gene Michaels. Played with Steve Stone at Kent State. Kind of reminds me of myself because Steve Stone was like nobody liked him when they first met him. Kind of the way people think about me.
And Adam Dunn, nothing but air against Jimenez again. Ubaldo Jimenez striking out 5 tonight. Adam Dunn 3 times to the 6th in a 2-1 game. Summer is fading away. School time soon. And on a T-shirt Tuesday, the Nats lead 2-1, top of the 6th inning. Here's our Aflac trivia and our buddy Midwick the Duck. Aflac. The 4 players with at least a .325 average, 400 on base percentage, and .570 slugging percentage.
I'm going to say Todd Helton
for their careers. You would think that Helton would be one. I'm going to go, just because Helton's numbers are down a little bit this year, there were 4 guys behind him: Lou Gehrig, Albert Pujols, Babe Ruth, and Ted Williams. I'll go with those 4. Just, I'm suspecting that Helton might have fallen off the list, but hopefully not. I hope I'm wrong. I think he's going to have a date in upstate New York someday, isn't he, Todd Helton?
I think so.
Hall of Famer?
I don't make those decisions.
I'm asking your opinion.
I think he's one of the best hitters the last decade at least.
Carlos Gonzalez with a high drive out to right center. Elijah Dukes cruising to the ball, 1 out. 8 straight for Craig Stammen, who faces Fowler and Helton now. But I do know that 5 major leaguers came into this season in those categories.
Now, what was the slugging supposed to be?
.570.
Yeah, he's at .569. You are correct. So 328 lifetime, 426 on base, 369 slugging.
569.
Yeah, 569. Excuse me.
Well, I think he'll slug enough to get right back that point.
Manny Ramirez isn't up there.
There's. You would think Manny would be in that group, but
I don't know if his on base.
I think it involved 3,000 plate appearances. Does Manny have that?
Yes.
There's a flare to left center. Nyjer Morgan will get it, and Dexter Fowler's on base for the 2nd time tonight. Let's see how we did. Todd Helton coming up, by the way. Now the list I saw was for 3,000 plate appearances. Let's see who they are. There they are.
But you cheated. Because you already saw the list.
Well, it's because of the research I did. It was in my notes. I didn't look it up today. This is research I had ready when we played these guys back in what, June?
Because he was at that point. There's the slugging.
He was. He was.
Pretty close.
Yeah. He'll get back in that group. Hopefully not in this at bat. Todd Helton is 0 for 2 tonight. A laser to short and a fly ball to center.
All right, Manny Ramirez is a little shy on the average. Lifetime 314, 411, and 593.
Okay. Helton tired of waiting, getting time from the home plate umpire, Doug Eddings.
There's Ron Vallone getting loose.
Ron hasn't had to pitch much lately. Didn't see him at all in the Cincinnati series. There's a drive to right, and Dukes will have to play it on a hop. And it's first and second. One out for the Rockies here. Stammen's pitch count is not the problem.
It's the third trip through the lineup problem where they're hitting well over 300 against him. In fact, 357 opponent's batting average the third trip through the lineup.
And the second time through tonight, Rob, they were 0 for 8 with a walk. But obviously the Nationals are aware of that number, and after one base hit, they had somebody warming up in a seemingly not that dangerous situation, which has now become dangerous. Tulowitzkis now.
Well, your third and fourth trip through the lineup are huge because that's where you really can give yourself wins and give your team an opportunity to win ball games. So if that's when you're letting the opposition back in the ball game, that's not good for you. You need to work on that. And as I said before, you know, he's predominantly a two-pitch pitcher where he'll throw breaking ball and that sinking fastball, and he does have a very good changeup.
Jason Bergman joining Ron Vallone.
That's why I say sometimes you have to go through the lineup one time with just maybe your fastball or maybe your curveball.
And then, of course, and we don't talk about this maybe enough, there's the fatigue factor. I've never heard a hitter say, boy, I'm really tired by the time I bat for the third time.
No,
but a lot of pitchers are tired by the time they face you for the third time.
A lot of hitters are frustrated by a couple of outs.
Yeah.
They don't want to go 0 for.
They're mad as whatever and don't want to take it anymore.
I'm mad as heck and I'm not going to take it anymore.
That's what they say in these middle innings.
But we saw Joey Votto do that in 2 different games in Cincinnati. One struck out the first couple of at bats. The third at bat, he just threw the ball basically off his bat in there to get a hit.
Yeah. And a breaking pitch, low and away, 2-1. Vallone getting ready because a dangerous left-handed batter who's already homered Brad Hopp is on deck.
You don't want to load the bases with one out. You don't want to load the bases, period. You want to make them earn it.
They had a 2-1 coming. Ball gets away. The runners move up. And against Troy Tulowitzkis, who's grounded into 17 double plays this year, the double play possibility now lost.
Well, he was doing so well, and then all of a sudden this inning he begins to nibble. Riggleman not happy.
2-1 lead in serious jeopardy here. Tulowitzkis 63 RBIs. It's interesting, the Rockies have a prolific offensive team, second to the Phillies in runs and in homers, but they don't really have anybody that's all over the league stat sheet. They just have a bunch of really good hitters who all have 50 to 70 RBIs. And he walked him and the bases are loaded. Craig Stammen with his second walk of the game, and evidently he will not be facing Brad Hopp. Jim Riggleman has already put up the left hand for Ron Vallone. So Stammen pitches 1 out into the 6th inning. Rockies have the bases loaded in a 1-run game. And brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your next trip at southwest.com. Well, the fans are enjoying a nice night at the ballpark now that the weather has stayed away. But the bases are loaded with 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. Ron Vallone made a 22-game, 6-start stop in Colorado back in 2001. 43rd game for the Nats. It's a lefty-lefty matchup with Brad Hawpe.
Well, and this is not a time right here where Ron Vallone can be real particular throwing strikes or pitching around the hitter. Bases loaded, nowhere to put him in a 1-run lead.
Vallone more walks than strikeouts this year, 22 over 21. Hawpe goes up swinging. Bouncing ball that'll tie the game. Nothing Alberto Gonzalez can do except lob it to first. And the Rockies have tied it at 2 here in the 6th.
Well, that's going to do it for Ron Vallone.
Right-handed hitter with power. Garrett Atkins coming in. I think you can see a lot of Tony La Russa's managerial instincts as part of what Jim Riggleman does, who worked under La Russa in St. Louis and loves those matchups. The ballpark tonight. They'll be smiling even more if Bergman can get out of this jam. Our copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. Garrett Atkins has pulled a couple of ground balls. And how about the bullpen? One pitch by Vallone, one pitch by Bergman, getting 2 outs. The Nats are out of the inning, and it's a tie game now in the middle of the 6th. Game. Willingham, Dukes, and Gonzalez, and a big promotion coming up on Saturday night. Be one of the first 15,000 fans through the gates, and you take home a Frank Howard bobblehead that completes the collector's set Adam done previously, and it's presented by PNC Bank. To purchase tickets, 888-632-NATS or nationals.com. And if you're driving around the South Capitol area, stop by the ballpark any afternoon. There is on-street parking out there in left field, and you can stop right into the box office and pick up your tickets. Josh Willingham gets jammed and pops one up for Todd Helton. That's how the bottom of the 6th gets underway. Elijah Dukes is next. And Elijah tonight, an infield hit and a foul out, and that hurt back in the 3rd. The Nats were up 2-1, had a chance to increase that lead, but Dukes fouled out. Here's Atkins cutting off another one. High throw, and Todd Helton stays on the bag.
Well, another thing about Helton, he plays Gold Glove defense at first base, always has, but Atkins tonight has been cutting off a lot of balls that normally would probably be hits for us in between 3rd and short.
Todd Helton won Gold Gloves in 01, 02, and 04. And he was in the process from 2000 to 04 of going to 5 consecutive All-Star games. Former batting champion, hit .372 in 02 to win that. Bases empty, 2 outs quickly, and here's Alberto Gonzalez. He's pulled the ball to short for a ground ball out and lined out hard to the pitcher. Quickly 0-2. This young Jimenez, 25 years of age, has some arm. He doesn't waste any time out there either. He's due to bat 3rd in the top of the 7th, but his pitch count is too short of 90. He could stick around for a while.
His last outing, he went 8 innings strong against Pittsburgh. Once again, he's getting stronger as he goes along. .237 batting average the 3rd time through. That's what you want to see out of your starters.
He's only thrown under 100 pitches twice this year.
Well, he throws a lot of pitches. Gets a lot of strikeouts. Has a lot of walks. He's on long innings.
He's on a 4-game winning streak. And Gonzalez hits one beautifully out over second base. Many a hitting coach has told a struggling batter, when things aren't going well, try to hit it over the second baseman's head. And Rick Eckstein has to like that swing from a hitter who's been struggling.
Well, he had been hitting a lot of fly balls. It's a line drive right here, even though he gets jammed. I like the effort and the idea, trying to hit it back up the box.
And if Will Nieves can keep the inning going, the Nats will have a pinch hitter next. Will is 0 for 1, hit by a pitch, scoring a run tonight. Willie Harris. It's a hit for Jason Bergman if the inning continues.
Yeah, Gonzo's last at bat, he lined out. Didn't he have the bases loaded, I think?
Second and third.
Second and third, he lined out right to the pitcher. That's
and
nice.
This will not extend the inning. The Nationals strand their 6th base runner into the late innings. It's 2-2, Rockies and the Nats. Nats bullpen against the Colorado starter. Our game summary: Brad Hawpe 1 out in the second, his 17th of the year, straightaway center. Ubaldo Jimenez has stopped the Nats on 2 runs and just 6 hits in 6 quality innings. Craig Stammen 1 out into the 6th, but he's been charged with both runs and he'll get a no decision tonight. So it's Jason Bergman who got Garrett Atkins to pop up on 1 pitch. Clint BARMES takes a ball. He's flied out twice. That ball hooking, well foul. Come on, guys, that play's got to be made. Somebody will get a souvenir.
Curly W on the front.
Those are good shirts.
W on the back.
The shirt's presented by Masson tonight. Hope we can get one. Tyler Clippard. Nats pitcher due to bat leadoff in the bottom of the 7th. Quite a game in Philadelphia tonight. And now they're delayed by rain. 1-0 Diamondbacks at Philly. A home run by the Arizona shortstop Drew in that game. Steven went deep early, but they're delayed. And they're having a shootout in New York. Mets 8, Braves 4. Swing and a miss, and Bergman gets that ball away from BARMES. And that's 2 straight for Jason Bergman since coming on.
Come on, that's a Linda Ronstadt right there. That was some blue by you. Watch this right here on Northrop Grumman. There's 94 right by you. Looking for another breaking ball. Not going to get it.
The Marlins are in Houston tonight against Ricky Nolasco. Carlos Lee hit his 20th homer back in the first inning. 2-0 Astros. They traded for Pudge Rodriguez, or actually sent him back to Texas today. So Pudge Rodriguez is back where it all began.
So basically they sent him across Texas.
Just a little bit to the north and the west. It's a long way across Texas. Clifford and the left-hander Burnett. Nats bullpen well rested. Oh, that's a great breaking ball by Bergman.
Norm Charlton said it used to take him a full 24 hours to drive across Texas.
Well, I was told once if you left East Texas, by the time you got to El Paso, you were halfway to the West Coast. Look it up on a map. It's true.
What's a map?
It's a paper thing that you have to figure out how to refold after you look at it. But everything's online now, so who needs maps?
There you go. It's on our iPhone. GPS.
Jason Bergman and Chris Iannetta, the catcher, after the broken bat. He's coming back in on a count of 1-2. 1 out, top 7. As I mentioned, the Rockies are chasing the Giants, and they're trailing 5-3 at Cincinnati. There's that Homer Bailey-Tim Lincecum matchup you were kidding us about.
What did I tell you?
And you've turned out to be right. Homer Bailey leading Tim Lincecum.
Isn't Homer Bailey's ERA about 8, 7 something? We don't fare well against the 8 ERA guys.
No.
Something's got to give.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Pitcher spot next. And Jimenez is standing on deck. And the catcher, Iannetta, hanging tough. This kid's got a lot of power. Chris Iannetta. He's hit 14 homers this year and hit 49, or knocked in 49 runs. And I saw him during batting practice. He almost hit a ball to the top of the blue seats, way out over the bullpen. That's a ball that bounced way out in front of Will Nieves. 3-2. Iannetta is from Providence, Rhode Island. He went to St. Raphael Academy. And a 3-time All-State catcher there. Missing. Pretty good battle by Iannetta, and now he's given his pitcher the opportunity to bunt a runner to second base. Third walk issued by the Nats tonight.
And you just watched that. Pat Corrales coming over, talking with Pat Listash. They're setting up the defense. Talking to his possible pinch hitting choices.
And that was a stab of a bunt for a foul. Jimenez has 7 sacrifice bunts and 18 in his career, so in a still relatively young major league career, he's been an adept sacrifice guy.
Got to keep that bat out in front of the plate. Oh, that was a strike. Come on. See what happened there? Will Nieves
popped up, didn't he?
Will Nieves popped up in front of the umpire, and that took the strike away.
And the tough thing about this is, Rob, he popped up, but there was no one to throw to because Dunn was charging, and there was no second baseman near the bag.
Northrop Grumman right there. That's right on the black. 94 miles an hour with the pitcher hitting. Normally would be a strike.
Stabs at that 1 strike, too.
Good breaking ball.
But if he lays down a bunt here on a 2-strike count, that'll be bad for the Nats, who got a strike taken away from them. Carlos Gonzalez on deck.
All right, here. Buzz the tower about 94 miles an hour. Get this ball up so he can't bunt it.
But he goes low and away.
Yeah, breaking ball.
Easiest pitch to bunt, right?
Not necessarily.
Well, I mean, easier than a high fastball.
Yeah, easier than a high fastball. I like to throw fastballs because you possibly get the pop up.
Ground ball. Now it could be a double play. Bergman fires the ball to Guzman. So the Rockies took off the bunt, and it cost them 2 outs. Time to stretch at Nationals Park in our nation's capital. tomorrow night with Jason Marquis, an all-star. He threw 8 shutout innings and beat the Nats 1-0 back on July 6th against Craig Stammen. ERA of 3.55, and then there's Colin Ballister. The Nats are 3-2 this year in his 5 starts, and he'll be trying to even his record and get that 6 ERA down. Johnny and Ray will be here at the ballpark again tomorrow. They get you going at 6:30, and then Rob and I'll be around for first pitch at 7:05. And if Marquis is pitching well, you'll see lots of ground balls.
Now, are we going to be the picnic in the park on Saturday?
Yes. There is we mentioned season ticket holders earlier, and if you are a season ticket holder, there is a picnic in the park opportunity for you here on Saturday. A Q&A, I think from 3 to 3:45 with Rob Dibble, and I'll just be the moderator.
What? Nobody said there was going to be a test.
Hey, Johnny and Ray are at the ballpark tonight, and here's what they have on the menu until something changes in this ball game, with Willie Harris leading off. Bottom 7, Nats Extra, presented by Verizon Fios. Craig Stammen's 5 in the 3rd inning outing. The Nats strong defensively again. Nice double play a moment ago, and a preview of Marquis and Ballister tomorrow. Willie Harris on the first pitch, a base hit. And as a pinch hitter now, he's 4 for 20 this year.
And you will see on this replay coming up in a little bit. Looking for 95 miles an hour. You got to keep your hands back, kids. You see him keep the hands back, adjust to the breaking ball, and just put it in there. Watch it. Stays back. Puts the ball in there for a base hit. Beautiful job at hitting. Telling Todd Helton, that's how you do it, Todd. Keep the hands back, put it in play.
This is a man who could sacrifice bunt and beat it out for a hit. Nyjer Morgan lays one down. He's off to the races. It's well played by the catcher, IANNETTA, and the sacrifice is perfect. So Morgan has 2 base hits, a stolen base, an RBI, and now a sacrifice.
Couldn't draw it up any better. Leadoff guy gets a base hit. Next guy comes up. Great contact guy. Perfect bunt. Chris IANNETTA will pop out of there quick as a catcher. Quickly firing it down to first base. Calls off the pitcher right there. BARMES covering.
Rockies infield discussing what they're going to do with CRISTIAN GUZMAN here. Great speed at second in Willie Harris.
Bob Abadaka, very good pitching coach. He's been around for an awful long time.
That is Franklin Morales, one of their 2 left-handers, and we all know who the other one is.
Joe Beimel.
Joe Beimel.
Joe B. Beimel.
Guzman trying to give the Nats the lead here in the 7th inning. He's 0 for 3 and 0 for his last 16. We did not see this coming the way he was swinging the bat.
No, and you know when he struggles, because more than anybody, he rarely goes outside his own zone, expands it, and swings at bad pitches.
Been doing a lot of that for the last few days. Maybe the day off refreshes him a bit.
Cincinnati, he went after a lot of bad balls. We don't see Christian do that often.
Yeah. Rick Eckstein studying his hitting charts and summaries of these guys.
We might even be able to look at Morales and say, well, Dunn comes up in a couple of hitters, what Dunn is doing off of Morales. I don't know how that would help.
Guzman can break out of it with a line drive at any time. That's a breaking ball way inside, and the count's 1-1.
Unless maybe Dunn's hitting 600 off Morales, then you tell him. But hey, you're hitting .080. I don't want to psych my hitters out.
Fastball, a beauty on the inner half. This is some talent Ubaldo Jimenez. He's gone the distance in his career 4 times. One of those this year. Pitch counts mean nothing to him. He's at 97. Giants have tied that game in Cincinnati 5-5. They're a game back of the Rockies in the wild card race. 2-2 game here, bottom of the 7th. Guzman with a chopper to the right side. That'll be easy for Clint BARMES. Willie Harris to third with 2 outs.
That was good hustle by Guzman, making a play of it. Big hop to BARMES.
Ryan got his 78th RBI in a pinch hitting role on Sunday. Hitless tonight, 0 for 2 with a walk. He did swing at the first pitch first time up tonight, and the first pitch here will be number 100 for Jimenez.
Well, and Ubaldo's done a great job tonight coming into this inning. 20 first pitch strikes. That's why you see a lot of our guys swinging at the first pitch.
That's 9 fastballs in a row he has thrown to Zimmerman. He walked him on 4, got way behind 3-0, and then went full and came back to get him. He's really working Ryan up and in tonight. That ball is scorched, and it's corralled by BARMES, who makes a very good play. Nationals came close. They've stranded 7 into the 8th inning. It remains 2-2. Two of the Rockies into the 8th inning. Now we've seen Jim Riggleman go situational with his bullpen tonight. There was a 1-batter, 1-pitch appearance by a left-hander against a lefty, and then of course Jason Bergman the same thing. So Rob, how does the approach of the 2 managers differ, if at all, since the Rockies are in a wild card race?
Well, it's a lot different for the Rockies than the Nationals right now. I mean, we've got pitchers to spare where they don't. They have to worry about conserving their energies. They've got a lot of big games ahead of them, especially against the Giants and the Dodgers in their own division. So to get into a pitching war right now at the Nationals, probably not what Jim Tracy really would have loved to have done. But he's got Ubaldo Jimenez, a very strong 26-year-old young man. May even throw him out there another inning because he just hit in the last inning. So be interesting to see how they manage, especially since they're in a chase for a playoff spot.
And they have a very good closer in Houston Street. If it gets to the 9th inning, and Colorado might have the lead. Sean Burnett here in the 8th. Carlos Gonzalez Dexter Fowler and Todd Helton. And a breaking ball hit to right, and that's over and out. Wow. Carlos Gonzalez, his 7th of the year. That ball took about 4 seconds to bang off the back wall of the bullpen, and Sean Burnett greeted rudely.
A lot of left-handed hitters when facing a left-handed reliever looking breaking ball first pitch. Sean Burnett will come with a breaking ball first pitch.
Ooh.
Carlos Gonzalez greets him with a bye-bye off the back wall in the bullpen.
About as badly located as a lefty-to-lefty breaking ball can be.
That was quite rude of Mr. Gonzalez. And very friendly when you come to someone else's house.
Sean Burnett giving up his 3rd home run as a Nationals reliever, his 6th overall. And Dexter Fowler, the hitter. Elijah Dukes knew that ball was over his head for at least 2 bags, and it had some backspin on it and just kept on going. Now he'll have to come forward for this one. And that's the first out as Fowler is retired. 5-5, the Giants at Cincinnati in the bottom of the 6th. The Marlins have tied their game at Houston 2-2. And they're in the 4th inning, and those are the top 3 teams in the wild card race: Colorado, San Francisco, and Florida.
Every one of those teams, including the Cubs, and the Cubs have closer problems right now with Kevin Gregg, but those first 4 teams all have solid pitching staffs, solid bullpens.
And with the left-hander coming up, Todd Helton, Steve McCatty's going to pay another visit, but what a great job Jim Tracy has done. 47-25.
Wow.
As the new Rockies manager. He didn't have much to work with in his days at Pittsburgh. He had managed, of course, the Dodgers. He won only 67 games in 06, 68 in 07 for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He was the Rockies bench coach when he was hired May 29th after Clint Hurdle was fired after an 18-28 start.
Very steady. Both managers tonight. Riggleman, a very steady personality. Jim Tracy, very steady personality. Not saying Hurdle and Acta weren't, but as I said before earlier in the game, manager needs to set the tone day to day, week to week. Things start going poorly for you. Jim Riggleman has pulled the troops together and said, listen, we're not going to play like that out on a Major League Baseball field. I think it was that 4-error game, that one game.
Yeah.
And Jim Tracy the same way.
I think that was Jim Riggleman's 2nd game the Friday night the Cubs were here. It was ugly, and he got after these guys. Todd Helton single to right last time up. 1 for 3. But you couldn't get more polar opposite than Clint Hurdle and Jim Tracy.
No.
Hurdle was always out front, very visible, very outspoken. Jim Tracy prefers the shadows and the light to shine on his players. 3-1. You think back to Sean Burnett's debut with the Nats, the Cody Ross home run a couple of months ago, and then only one other until a few moments ago. So he's kept the ball in the ballpark for the most part. Three and 2 to Todd Helton. He'll take the walk with 1 out. Follow the Nats on your iPhone, your iPod Touch. It's called MLB.com At Bat 2009. It features play-by-play video highlights and live audio broadcasts. Visit Nationals.com on your iPhone or your iPod Touch to purchase. And now Sean Burnett is done. He will give up a home run and a walk in 1/3 of an inning, and that could turn out to be the difference in the game. Here comes Tyler Clippard. Southwest Airlines. Book your next trip at southwest.com. Lovely night behind home plate here at Nationals Park. And out in left field, too. 3-2 Rockies. And the difference now, the Cardinals, Gonzalez, a leadoff homer here in the 8th. Righty-righty matchup. Tyler Clippard in to face Troy Tulowitzkis, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. Clippard's 19th appearance, 2.5 ERA. Better than 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. Clippard pitched against Tulowitzkis out in Colorado and walked him to load the bases right before Ryan Spilborghs knocked in 3 in a Colorado 10-4 win. That was his only appearance against the Rockies in that series. And that's high and tight. The count's even 1-1. Todd Helton, not a base running threat. And that's a high strike, 1-2. Couple of first basemen with big time pop right there. And a swing and a foul slammed off the catcher. Brad Hawk, the left-hander, is next. Nobody warming in the bullpen. This is Clippard's inning to get finished. And very, very close, but a little bit outside. 2-2.
Clippard overthrew the breaking ball, so he comes back after a couple of good fastballs with a changeup. Just misses.
And that's going to get him. Tulowitzkis jumped back, and the ball jumped right over home plate. 2 outs.
I think he was looking for something soft again. He just got a change up, and he gets 91 miles an hour on the inner half. He might have thought it was a little low. That's a great pitch by Clippard.
Get the knee straightened up, and gone he was. Here's Brad Hawk. He has 2 of the 3 Colorado ribbies tonight with a home run and a ground ball. Adam Dunn will play behind the runner now. And Hawk goes down the line, but it's hooking and does go foul. Hit it down around the end of the bat. And it got foul before it could get any deeper.
Well, it looked like a changeup on the inner half. Hop way out in front of it. Fastball comes back in there.
Garrett Atkins, power hitting third baseman, next. That's a good pitch on the inner half. One ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Clippard gets the strikeout on a pitch up and away. He fans a couple. Rockies get a homer from Gonzalez and lead by 1, but Adam Dunn's coming up. Josh Willingham coming up in a 1-run game. Doing some good things early tonight. A double back in the second, got the Nats back even. And then Nyjer Morgan would drive in his 37th run of the year. Ryan Zimmerman flashing some defense. But the Rockies have taken the lead on a Carlos Gonzalez home run. And now in the top of the 8th inning, the ball is popped up and caught by Troy Tulowitzki for the first out. And AT&T is the nation's fastest 3G network. Your world delivered.
Actually, that was Atkins. They had the shift on. Atkins was playing shortstop. Tulowitzki was behind second. And UBALDO Jimenez still in the game.
And actually, the reason I got that wrong is they've replaced Atkins with Ian Stewart, who's about the same size as Troy Tulowitzki, who stands a little bigger than Atkins. So the Rockies shore up their defense here. They're in a pennant race in a one-run game in the 8th inning.
And that's why you see Jimenez still out there trying to get the starter to bridge it to Houston Street.
Out to right center off the bat of Willingham, but it's hanging up and easily caught by Brad Hawk. 2 outs. Let's have a look at our Coors Light Freeze Cam, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. It's the world's most refreshing beer.
Here's Jimenez and that fastball sawing off Willingham. Bat goes out to short. Comes right back against Dukes. Same thing. 97, 98 miles an hour. Does not feel very good against your hands. That time was a base hit. Coors Light Freeze Cam.
Bases empty, 2 outs in a hurry, and Jimenez throwing one outstanding ball game. He's given the Nats only 2 hits since the 3rd inning. A 6th inning single by Alberto Gonzalez and a pinch hit single leading off the 7th by Willie Harris. Rockies have the league's 6th best ERA at 4.23. And all year long their starters have been much better than their relievers. Their starters ERA 4.09 and going down as we speak.
Well, Rafael Betancourt warming up right now.
And their bullpen, Rob, 4.52. So their starting pitching is solid. And Duke's all locked up, strike 2.
Betancourt came over from the Cleveland Indians in a trade.
So did their closer. So did Joe Beimel. Adam Eaton's been around. Breaking ball. Dukes waited for it, but he hit it off the end of the bat. And it's hanging up for Carlos Gonzalez. This ball game is into the 9th inning. Rockies 3, Nationals 2. Nationals 2. Our friends the Potomac Nationals would like you to join the party for Freebie Friday this week at Fitzner Stadium. First 1,000 fans receive a back-to-back school backpack. Kids get to run the bases after the game. Tickets start at just $8. 703-590-2311 or PotomacNationals.com. Third baseman Ian Stewart hitting .232 with 18 home runs. And they brought him in for defense, and also because he's a left-handed batter. Here's a first-round draft choice that hasn't fulfilled much of anything yet. A career batting average of .252 and just 11 home runs his first 2 years. But he's got time. He's only 24. Out of La Quinta, California High School. And when you put Stewart together with Atkins, they have 24 home runs from third base. Swing and a miss on a fastball up and in. And right now, Tyler Clippard striking out everybody in sight. 3 batters, 3 Ks.
Well, he's got great velocity tonight. And the thing about Nieves, he sensed that last inning, overthrowing the breaking ball. So you stick with the fastball, challenge hitters, get ahead, go up high, walk that ladder up.
Here's Clint Barmes 0 for 3. Well, tonight the Nationals have held a good hitting Colorado team to only 5 hits, but 2 home runs. And a walk helped to set up a ground ball situation with the bases loaded to drop in another. The Rockies have now scored 601 runs this year. The Phillies have scored 604 to lead the league. And by the way, they've taken a 3-1 lead after the rain stopped up there against Arizona. There's Houston Street. Ubaldo Jimenez has thrown 108 pitches in 8 innings. I'm sure he'd be good to go again if they'd let him. But Rob, over the years, when you've got a good closer, even if your starter's throwing well, has it become almost automatic to go ahead and bring in the closer?
Yeah, and it's a bad formula. More and more you're seeing it backfire. Closers are worn out because they're up or in almost every game. And it used to be that you wanted a starter like Jimenez to go through the lineup 4 times if he has stuff like he has tonight. You don't want to change the momentum.
Yeah.
A couple of hits off street, ball game could be the Nationals' way.
Two. Catcher Chris IANNETTA, the number 8 hitter, next. That ball hit well to center. Nyjer Morgan going back. It's over his head. And another Colorado home run. Barmes with his 19th. The Rockies have hit 3. And they have 140 home runs this year. It's now a 4-2 game.
Well, Tyler Clippard was throwing fastballs by everybody. They caught wind that he couldn't get the breaking ball and change up over. IANNETTA got a fastball fat over the plate and hit that as far as you can hit a ball at this ballpark. Dead center.
No cheapies out there.
Nope.
And then teeing off is IANNETTA. And he'll be 0 for 3 with a walk when Josh Willingham puts this one away. 2 outs. Seth Smith will bat for Ubaldo Jimenez. Left-handed hitting Seth Smith. Another homegrown Rocky. He was taken in the 2nd round in 2004 out of Hillcrest Christian High School in Jackson, Mississippi.
The thing about the Rockies hitters too, they've made good adjustments when they've had to. Stammen struggled his 3rd time through the batting order. And after 3 straight strikeouts to Clippard, Barmes just sat on that fastball and he killed it.
Quite an outing for Ubaldo Jimenez, who gives the Nats 2 runs on 7 hits in 8 6 solid innings. He only walked 1. That was way back in the 3rd. And he pitched to contact all night with that great stuff of his, striking out 5. Flipping against Seth Smith now with 2 outs and the base is empty. Home run hitter Carlos Gonzalez, whose blast right now stands as the game winner unless the Nats do something about it in the bottom of the 9th. Bottom 3 in the order due up, by the way.
Well, in his last 8 outings, Clippard's allowed a home run 4 different times. And as I've said before, he continues to throw right-handers changeups. And when you're battling your changeup, your curveball, and a fastball, it's very difficult as a reliever to get 2 pitches that you could perfectly throw in the strike zone. And when you're working on 3, it makes it that much harder. I said this to Garrett Mock when he came up earlier this year, and I said, listen, put that changeup on the shelf for a while and just work fastball, breaking ball. Because it's very hard. You look at Carlos Marmol. Carlos Marmol has such great stuff in Chicago, but he's got almost a walk an inning. It's like 56 innings pitched this year, 52 walks.
Is it hard for a starter to take one of his 3 pitches and put it away?
I think so, because they want to pitch. And when they get desperate, they'll go to that breaking ball and then go to that 3rd pitch. And tonight, when Clippard didn't have a breaking ball and or a changeup, he's had to just go with 1 pitch.
Yeah, the strikeouts looked good for a while, but then he got tagged big time by Clint Barmes for that home run. 1-1.
Now you have to know as a reliever, even if you were to go 3 innings, you're only going to face the lineup possibly 1 time. You get 1 shot at each hitter. And if you're facing each hitter with 1 pitch, eventually they're going to smell that out on you, make the adjustments, and hurt you.
He jammed him pretty well there. Adam Dunn takes care of it. Rockies pick up a run on the Barmes homer. Houston Street on the way, and the Nats need 2 to tie.
That's 3 outs away. Got to get something going. And the home run ball tonight, Ray, has cost this team dearly.
4 big home runs. Ubaldo Jimenez throwing the ball 100 miles an hour tonight, Johnny, on several pitches. And we weren't able to really catch up. We got 7 hits, but didn't really hit the ball firmly or crisply.
So a chance for the Nats to see if they can tie. They need 2 to tie and maybe 3 to win it. In fact, 3 to win it. Let's go back upstairs to Bob and to Rob.
Thank you, gentlemen. Bottom of the order for the Nationals in the bottom of the 9th. And they're taking on one of the better relievers in baseball. And Rob, Houston Street, already extraordinary career success. In his career, he has 125 saves, and he's only 26 years of age.
Well, he's very consistent. He goes out there, throws a lot of strikes, doesn't waste time, doesn't try to strike out the world. Reminds me of a very young Trevor Hoffman with better stuff. Trevor hurt his arm, developed a changeup. I think Houston Street very motivated after the trade from the Oakland Athletics to the Colorado Rockies. A lot of people thought he could not close. They were wrong.
23, 37, 16, and 18 saves his first 4 years in the big leagues. First up will be Alberto Gonzalez. Josh Bard then will hit for Will Nieves. And then the Nats will probably use Ronnie Belliard in the number 9 spot. The other two guys have very little big league experience in the new Nat, Mike Morse and Jorge Padilla. So here's Gonzalez, 1 for 3 on the night, but he's hit 2 line drives.
Remember their success when they went to the World Series. Well, Manny Corpus was the big stud back then. Had a great couple of months. Everybody thought he'd be like Frankie Rodriguez, was given a huge extension and fizzled immediately after that. Brian Fuentes took the job back last year, set up his free agent year to go to the Angels.
And a base hit by Alberto Gonzalez, who has a 2-hit game for the first time in a while. Showing some signs of life after a couple of key hits in the series at Cincinnati.
Well, and he lined the ball back to the pitcher in one at bat, got a base hit in another at bat, and so now he's confident. He gets a breaking ball and he shoots it through third and short, Bob. So sometimes, like you said, just takes a couple of hits or a couple of balls hit off your bat to get you going.
And now that the leadoff man is aboard, Ronnie Belliard will hit for Will Nieves, not Josh Bard. But it appears Bard will hit in the number 9 hole. So the fact that the leadoff guy got on changed everything for Jim Riggleman, and he wants to go with Belliard, who has a chance to hit the ball out of the ballpark.
That, and he's had a lot of clutch hits as of late. He's on fire. He's hitting the heck out of the ball. So whether he gets a maybe hanging breaking ball or a pitch that he can handle, get some guys in scoring position for Bard.
Just how well
Bard.
Ronnie Belliard is 14 for his last 35. That's a breaking ball that misses. Borderline fastball call for a strike.
Great strikeout to walk ratio, 56 strikeouts, 11 walks in 48 innings.
And Belliard chops one left side. They won't be able to get 2, but they get the lead runner Gonzalez on a 5-4. Josh Bard, the Nats' only remaining left-handed batter, will pinch hit now in the pitcher's spot.
Well, I've said to you many times, hitters will let you know what you feature, how good you are. Career batting average against Houston Street, 212. Wow. This year, 35 hits and 48 innings pitched coming in. Now it's 36 hits.
Nats down by 2, 1 on, 1 out, bottom of the ninth. Josh Bard 2 for 8 as a pinch hitter this year. Catchers don't pinch hit much. They usually start and stay in the whole game. He had a good rip. One and one to the Nats pinch hitter. Changeup. And I'll tell you, Houston Street evidently has earned himself quite a strike zone. He got a call away to Belliard, got a call away here to Bard. Niger Morgan on deck.
Well, he's earned the reputation probably around with the umpires that he is a strike thrower.
And on 1 and 2, Bard pops it up to right field for Brad Hawk.
Another changeup.
Take one.
And the Rockies are one out away now from going 13 games over 500. Here's our fourth drive of the game. A first pitch from Sean Burnett in the top of the 8th, and Carlos Gonzalez banged it off the back wall of the bullpen, his 7th home run of the year. That blast is the difference in this game. And then the Rockies tacked on another on the BARMES homer. The Nats are down to their final out with Nyjer Morgan, who has 2 hits and a sacrifice.
Well, if you're Nyjer Morgan right here, Bob, do or die, got to keep the inning alive. Any way you can get on base. It means if you got to drop down a bunt, flare it out in the outfield, take one in the buttocks. Any way you can get on base, keep this inning going and get Guzman up there.
And Morgan will single to left field. A 3-hit night for Nyjer Morgan. And now the tying runs are on base, and CRISTIAN GUZMAN will be the batter. And the fans are chanting Guz. He's 0 for 4.
Right man, right place right here. You'd say it's a beautiful thing. Good breaking ball, jams him. But you know what? Sometimes it doesn't work when you're closing. Tulowitzki just can't get extended enough to get that, and the inning's still alive. Now if you're CRISTIAN and you can get a breaking ball, you try to pull this down the line for a double. That would score Nyjer and tie the score.
Todd Helton guarding the line. CRISTIAN GUZMAN 0 for his last 17. Fastball, yes, on the outside corner.
That ball's out and low. Pitch track well below our square.
Guzman looking bad on a breaking ball, 1-2.
Well, it looked like a changeup. Turned it over. Sells it with the arm speed. He's very deceptive. He hides the ball an awful long time before he actually throws it. You would call sneaky quick with the 93-mile-an-hour fastball.
Guzman, right field line. 1 run will score. Morgan to third. They have to hold him. And now it's 4-3 with Ryan Zimmerman coming up. Guzman breaks an 0 for 17 with his 41st RBI.
Right man, right spot right here. Off-speed pitch. He gets way out in front of it. Pulls it down the right field line. A little bit more in this game would be tied. Ronnie Belliard can walk home. Nyjer Morgan's at third. Well, and he's going to the bull. No, he's not. He's calling in his infield. I'm going to say. Having a little powwow on the mound here.
Left-hander Franklin Morales warming up.
I think he's just getting some work.
Well, I was about to say, if this was second and third, they would consider walking Zimmerman and letting the lefty go against Adam Dunn, even though you would be pulling your closer. So the Nats are making things very interesting here in the bottom of the 9th inning, and the tying runs at third base with 2 outs. Target away. That ball is hit to left, but it's going to hang up, and the Rockies win the game. Zimmerman first pitch swinging, and Colorado holds on to win it 4-3 on Houston Street's 30th save of the year. Well, the Nats never go down without a fight, Rob Dibble, and tonight their 8-game home winning streak comes to an end.
Well, very good team in the Colorado Rockies. They gave them everything they could handle, but Jimenez was just too much.
For Rob Dibble and Debbie Taylor, Bob Carpenter, Rockies 4, Nationals 3. Join us tomorrow. Game 2 of the series will get you going. Nats Extra at 6:30. Visit MASSonSports.com for all the latest news on the Nats. This has been a presentation of Masson. Stay tuned. Nats Extra coming up with Johnny and Ray here at the ballpark right now and from the booth. So long for just a while.